uranium. The fuel for fusion is hydrogen. Hydrogen atoms are heated to 150 million degrees, 10 times hotter than the sun's core. At this extreme temperature, the atoms turn into plasma. The plasma atoms collide and fuse. The reaction releases a neutron of pure energy. It's 1,000,000 times more efficient than today's nuclear power, and 1,000,000,000,000 times more efficient than fossil fuel. Clean energy, but a risky process. More than 160 safety checks take place before the countdown. If one is missed, the forces inside the machine could escape.
Everything we do, we need to be totally sure we've got everything right. We can't afford any mistakes, and it can be a little bit tense at times.
To protect the scientists, the machine is encased inside 6 feet of concrete and steel. Even so, the scientists work from the safety of a separate building.
Check the pulse, please.
A camera records the reaction. The glowing light is plasma heated to 150 million degrees. The reaction produces energy just like our sun. In mere seconds, fusion here on Earth.
We did good.
That was excellent. That worked exactly as we wanted it.
It's perfect.
I'm happy. I think the scientific coordinators are very happy. You can see lots of smiles, in fact, so which is good.
Nowhere in the world have scientists come closer to creating the ultimate energy source. And the fuel for fusion is virtually unlimited.
One bathful of water would provide enough energy through fusion to supply one person with all their energy needs. So their transport, their heating, their food, their industrial needs for 30 years.
Because fusion uses water, there are no security risks, no meltdowns, no downside at all to living next door to a fusion reactor. But don't look for one soon. Scientists estimate it will take 50 years before we have a working fusion power plant.
This is a very long-term strategy. This isn't something that's suddenly going to produce a result tomorrow and solve all our problems. We will get there. I don't think we have any choice.
While we wait for fusion, the world will need every other source of clean energy. Because if we don't clean up our act, Mother Nature has a nasty surprise. How long do we have before we run out of fuel? Cheap oil and gas may last decades. Coal could last centuries. But a more pressing deadline looms. The threat? Global warming, fueled by burning coal and oil. The consequences? Storms. Floods.